Hey, good morning. It's February 16th, and it's time for our daily dose of good news. I hope you all are staying warm with all of that snow outside and that you're bundled up and cozy somewhere. I came and got my cozy hanging basket chair today. It's one of the great places in my house to nestle in. And I thought today I would share with you two components. The first is a devotion for today specifically that I think suits our specific circumstances. And the second is our reading, which comes from 1 Timothy chapter 3, verses 14 through 16. And I think they go well together. Our reading today from 1 Timothy is one of the disputed letters of Paul. So it may have been written by Paul, or it may have been written by one of Paul's followers. That's unclear. We don't know. We do know that Paul wrote many letters from prison or from other countries back to the churches to encourage them. And we know that Paul also talked about a thorn in the flesh, which he experienced, which might have been a physical limitation. It might have been a sickness. We don't know quite what that was. But we do know those components about Paul, the author of our biblical text. But I'll start with the devotion for today. And this is written from the viewpoint as if God is talking to us directly. Thank me for the conditions that are requiring you to be still. Do not spoil these quiet hours by wishing them away, waiting impatiently to be active again. Some of the greatest works in my kingdom have been done from sick beds or prison cells. Instead of resenting the limitations of a weakened body, search for my way in the midst of these very circumstances. Limitations can be liberating when your strongest desire is living close to me. Quietness and trust enhance your awareness of my presence with you. Do not despise these simple ways of serving me. Although you feel cut off from the activity of the world, your quiet trust makes a powerful statement in spiritual realms. My strength and power show themselves most effectively in weakness. And now from 1 Timothy. I hope to come to you soon, but I am writing these instructions to you so that if I am delayed, you may know how one ought to behave in the household of God, which is the church of the living God, the pillar and bulwark of the truth. Without any doubt, the mystery of our religion is great. He was revealed in flesh, vindicated in spirit, seen by angels, proclaimed among Gentiles, believed in throughout the world, taken up in glory. Here ends the reading. And I think all of that is a great encouragement to take advantage of these quiet moments, these moments when we're snowed in or due to the pandemic in our homes, and to spend that time savoring the time with God, to enjoy God's presence and to orient and ground ourselves in God, this living God whom we serve, who is the pillar and bulwark of truth. And I think it's really important to ground ourselves in that, just like we often ground ourselves in the creed during church services, to think about what do we believe about this God? Where does God orient us? This living God, who's this pillar and bulwark of truth. to have some conversation with God in the quietness and privacy of your own house, and to ask God for God's thoughts of how God would call you to live as a beloved child of God, as church. God knows you better than anybody. But rather than wishing this time away, to take a moment to savor it today, to savor the quiet and the be still, to ask God, how does God want to orient you to live and to act and to behave when you're rejoined to the larger world around and rejoined to life in our congregation and life outside of your homes? To not wish this time away, but to remember God uses times of quiet for God's purposes, and to enjoy that and to orient around your God today. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.